wonderful. Okay. Come on. Close, Kringle. And welcome to the Oddity Archive, the show that knows just how Santa is feeling right now. Yeah, I'm still just a bit fried from last time. And like those tapes I dealt with, and like Santa himself, I think I'm starting to go a bit white because of it. But anyway, speaking of last time, as I mentioned at the end of that episode, about half of those moldy British VHS tapes that I recovered were recorded on or near Christmas Day of varying years, mostly during the 90s. And as such, I've decided to hold off on any clips from those tapes until today. And guess what we're going to start with? But before I run that montage, since we're still dealing with British stuff and it's Christmas and all, I thought I would try and meet the Brits halfway culturally and partake in one of their great Christmas customs. And that would be the Christmas cracker. I've never popped one of these things before. Something tells me I'm going to embarrass myself. Here we go. Well, that's lame.
A fun-filled, festive You've Been Framed, Boxing Day at 8.
The Caribbean, the perfect place to recuperate. But there's murder in paradise.
Don't book your holiday until you've seen Lund Polly's discounts. They're huge.
Get away.
Ooh.
Hello. If you're feeling low or you're stuck with a practical problem, why not give Granada's Christmas Care Line a ring? The number is 061 827 2121 and we'll try and help.
Well, meanwhile, back in Yorkshire now for A Winter's Tale from the 1960s, with the Christmas concerts and a dream come true for Nick and Kate in Heartbeat.
Heartbeat, why do you miss when my baby kisses me? Sail on, honey.
The Debenhams Winter Sale starts Tuesday the 27th of December.
Good times never felt so good.
Come to the Debenhams Winter Sale and don't be left out in the cold.
Britain's biggest sale of three-piece suites starts Boxing Day Monday at Uno. Britain's lowest sale prices guaranteed.
Uno.
At Blackburn and Liverpool.
Comedy next when Mr. Bean goes to town in more ways than one to do his Christmas shopping.
There's festive fancy footwork at 5:20, but it's all too much for Bruce.
Well, BBC Two begins Christmas Day on the wing, with Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller with Tippi Hedren and Rod Taylor being attacked by the birds in 25 minutes. Our movie is a Frank Capra classic comedy, featuring the lovable Brewster sisters who dispense arsenic and old lace to unsuspecting elderly male callers, until doting nephew Cary Grant discovers their dark, if well-meant, secret. That's in an hour's time. Now, BBC One goes live to Sheffield to join the congregation of St Marie's Roman Catholic Cathedral for the first Mass of Christmas.
And Mary wrapped her child in swaddling clothes and laid him in the manger, because there was no room at the inn. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Good old Yellow Pages.
They asked me how I knew my true love was true.
Winding up a host of stars for Christmas, it's the Morecambe and Wise Show in 10 minutes.
Like almost everyone in the country, Jane Gallagher from South London went on a pre-Christmas shopping spree. She bought football boots, goalie gloves and a scarf for her 6-year-old grandson. She paid with a debit card. But when her statement came, she'd been overcharged by £500.
I was quite shocked, actually. You know, I just couldn't believe that they could make that sort of mistake.
Opel präsentiert eine Weihnachtsgeschichte. Wir wünschen Ihnen frohe Weihnachten in Liebe, Respekt und Toleranz dem Nächsten gegenüber.
But we will be back soon to see how Dominic and Hazel and Mass and Dave enjoy their dates together. So until then, Merry Christmas, everyone. Everybody, everywhere. Ta-ra then! Ta-ra!
And praise for the peacemakers from the Queen in her Christmas message.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Back to reality. So, for the remainder of today's episode, I've got some more traditional Christmas archivisms lined up for you. And I want to start things off with what is effectively my latest chapter in my Upper Midwestern initiation, by way of Seattle, of all places. So, I actually encountered this album back in Denver a couple of times, but on both occasions it was so totally trashed that I didn't even try to buy the thing. I just knew I could never play it. But like clockwork, not too long after coming here, I was going through the bargain bin at a local record store, and I found a nice, clean copy of Stan and Doug Just Go Nuts at Christmas from 1970. And yeah, they attempt a rendition of I Just Go Nuts at Christmas on here. You know, that tune from the 40s that, as you'll hear, was done far better the first time around. Now, I can't find much about Doug, but Stan, on the other hand, was one Stan Borison, and he was a kiddie show host in Seattle. And his whole thing was the whole Nordic German-American mashup dialect humor thing that was kind of a thing in the 40s and 50s. And he was able to pound that shtick into the ground until he died in 2017. But anyway, I really can't bash this album too much. It's just too damn sweet and innocent and nice. It is a one-joke album, And it took until my third listening of the track Christmas Goose to realize that the subtitle Snowbird wasn't just some cute random non sequitur. It's a parody of Anne Murray's Snowbird. That sort of thing always bodes well.
My wife just sent me to the store to buy a roasting hen. Their chickens were all gone, so what's the use? And I wound up with one old scrawny skinny Christmas goose. When I got home I gave my wife the goose. Then she hit me with the rolling pin, I swallowed all my snooze. I just can't take no more of this abuse. Why did she get so mad at me for just one Christmas goose? Oh, I just go nuts at Christmas on that jolly holiday. I go in the red like a knucklehead, 'cause I squander all my pay. And I look for nightgowns for my wife, the black ones trimmed in red. But I don't know her size, and so she gets a carpet sweeper instead. He's making a list and checking it once, and that is because he is such a dunce. Uncle Sven is coming to town. Every Christmas he visits us here, and then he stays over till Happy New Year. Sven walks in and says, "Merry Christmas to all." And my wife and me, we got to sleep out in the hall. Leon, 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 Leon. Oh, for goodness. Oh, you excuse me a minute. I got the music upside down. Noel, Noel. Ragnar the flat-nosed reindeer had a funny-looking snout. So Santa cut his nose off just to try and smooth it out. And when he sewed his nose on, Santa got it upside down. Now every time the rain falls, poor old Ragnar nearly drowns. Oh, the PTA, the PTA. I've a Santa Claus at the schoolhouse for the PTA. The first kid in line was little Dagmar Larson, and she wanted a new kiddie car. She patted my face with her fat little hand, which was half full of warm chocolate bar. Well, then old man Getormson picks his granddaughter up, and when he puts her down on my lap, his lighted cigar set my whiskers on fire, and they started to crackle and snap.
In Christmas episodes of yore, we've covered music allegedly made by hamsters, chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, fish, cats, and newborn, supposedly human, babies. So, let's add a new one to the repertoire, shall we? Poultry. So this next album came to me by way of one of the members of the FuzzyMemories.tv gang, and I don't know whether to thank or threaten him for it. But anyway, he sent me Happy Clucking Holidays from 2002. And this was made by a guy by the name of Dirk Keiser. I don't know how to pronounce it, and honestly, I don't care. But somehow, old Dirk managed to make a brief appearance on David Letterman to plug this thing. Believe it or not, it's actually better live. Now, as for the album proper, this is the single most unimaginative holiday novelty record that I have ever heard. The clucking is poor. It sounds much more like a guy than a chicken, well past the point to where you can suspend disbelief. And I would complain about this album only clucking in at 15 minutes, but it runs about 16 minutes too long for its own good. You're just not getting much cluck for your buck with this one. But Seriously, Ray Stevens proved back in the 70s that you can make a halfway decent, halfway successful clucking chicken novelty record. And this isn't one of them. I usually avoid religious stuff on this show because A, sometimes it's just a little too easy a target, and B, I'm not really a fan of dumping on people's faith. But as longtime viewers know, every now and then I find that religious item that's just a little too crazy to pass up, and this one is no exception. However, this video, is a little different in that it's not the, if you will, meat of it that's particularly loony, though it does have its moments.
Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. Children go where I send thee, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for little bitty baby. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. La 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 la, a very special king is born tonight. No crying he makes. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere.
It's more the between stuff that does this one in. So with that, today's final video is Kids Sing Christmas from 1988. And about 70% of this thing is just some kids singing some overly familiar Christmas carols. But the remainder of the tape consists of some very awkward connecting segments, and they come together to create this very vague story about a bunch of kids that would never hang out together in real life. They're just a little too different in age. Just hanging out together on Christmas Eve and doing good wholesome things. You bet I'm gonna talk over this one. Oh, lovely. If I know my public domain crap houses well enough, Brentwood is an AimVest offshoot. Expect furry anthropomorphic creatures, everyone. And if it's not an AimVest offshoot, you can still expect furry anthropomorphic creatures. Because kitty Christmas.
I ain't never seen electric Twizzlers before. Hey, we don't need a tree. We've got Trent.
If you'll stand just like that, we'll deliver your food.
Wow, a pizza-eating Christmas tree.
Konstantin Stanislavski is spinning in his grave right now.
I think he needs a few more decorations.
Funny.
Ow! That there fish hook went right through my eye.
Oh, this is a fur tree.
These Stepford kids are cruel.
Mr. Tree, I now have a new appreciation for all the work you do around here. And you'll be glad to know I decided to let you keep your job.
Crap. There goes my unemployment check.
Hey, y'all know what this tree needs? It needs an angel.
I'm available.
I had in mind something like this.
It's the bastard child of Arch Hall Jr. and that kid from Christmas Story 2.
Boy, Leah, that's a lot of nice presents under your tree.
I'd sure like to fill your stockings, babe.
This one's for my mom. What is it? Well, she wanted a mink coat, but my dad said he didn't know what size coat her mink wears.
Did the budget run out halfway through her haircut?
Yeah, right. Well, I saved up my allowance. I bought her a pretty sweater. Great!
Is this one for you?
No, that's for my brother. He wanted a new Bible, so my dad got him one.
He stole it from a motel room.
Yeah. Yes, this one's mine. Boy, that's big. What is it? Well, I'm not sure, but I think it's a...
My perm senses are tingling. That double gulp just caught up with me.
It's a bear.
A bear.
A warm, lovable, huggable, snuggable, cutable, wonderful bear.
A bear.
Oh, man, I picked a bad day to line my pants with fish.
I belong to someone named Leah.
That's me, and you're mine?
That's right, and you're mine.
Now give me some honey, child.
Cute.
Yeah, for a bear he is sort of.
Possessed.
Do you have a name?
Why, certainly. It's Brent.
Wood.
Brent the Christmas bear.
That's cool. I'm Trent. That's right. Trent the Christmas tree.
Hey, easy there, Robbie the Pampers Pounder.
A sandwich, some batteries.
Only one thing.
What's that?
Another hug.
So demanding.
He wants a Christmas hug.
Not the deck, kid.
You like Christmas?
Christmas. Well, I want to ask you about that.
I'll never say that on a religious video. We'll be here till next Christmas.
Couldn't help overhearing about Christmas through the wrapping, although some of the things you've been saying did get lost in the tissue paper.
That's simple. Christmas is the time of year we celebrate the birth of Jesus.
Oh, crap. Man, this video's thrown off my reaction time. I meant to laugh at that wicked tissue paper line.
That's right. We had a memory verse last week. Let's see if I can still do it. And his name should be called Wonderful Counselor,
Rod and Todd used to beat this kid up.
Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. You see, when he came on Christmas, he came to take away our sins.
That sin hoarder.
What was he king of?
He wanted to be king of us. That's why he came as a baby. He wanted to show us he's not pushy like other kings.
That's right. He was born in a simple stable with the animals and became an ordinary person.
Albeit an extraordinary carpenter.
A baby. Like a little person that needs a lot of hugs?
A baby.
No. You are too young for an old baby. Well, that was a nice short song.
That's really something. A king comes to town, and only a few shepherds catch on.
There's a little more to the story than that. Yeah, don't forget the wise men.
Wise men?
Man, Sly and the Family Stone got a little too smooth for their own good later on.
That's a great story. Does anybody else know about it?
My grandparents are missionaries to Mexico. They spend all their time telling people about Jesus.
Unfortunately, in English.
Let's break the piñata.
We'll start with its thumbs and see if it brays.
You can help us.
Congratulations, you just made Jose Feliciano jump out the window. So much for our special musical guest.
You did it, little buddy.
This is great. I'm beginning to really like Christmas.
Especially this stick.
It's getting late.
We've got to get going. Yeah, let's go.
Where are you going?
We're going to the church for the Christmas service. But first we're going Christmas caroling.
And I need to pick up my dry cleaning, get some gas. Well, that's some lazy caroling.
How do you like the snow, Brent?
I like it. Except for one thing.
What's that?
It's sort of cold. I think I need another hug.
Anybody seen my jaw?
Hey,
Whoa.
we've got to hurry. It's time for the service.
What was that noise?
What was that entrance?
The Christmas bells, to tell everyone that Jesus was born.
Whew. Man, that was a hike.
Hey, everybody, take a candle.
What happens here?
Probably more borderline pedantic exposition.
We're to be with each other and to learn more about Jesus.
And tonight, there's a special Christmas service.
Can I go in?
What do you think, Cedric?
Well,
I don't know if he's Christian enough for our church. Tell me, Brent, what denomination are you?
Please.
Well,
only if you can pass as an evangelical teddy bear.
Do it.
Acting!
hey, let's get these candles lit and go inside.
Oh, great. Anybody got an aim flame? Wait, she lives in the church?
This was all so wonderful.
But we've got to get you back in your box.
But it's lonely in there.
It's just me and some guy sticking his hand up my ass.
You'll be part of our family.
Well, okay. But can I have a good night hug?
Okay.
Watch where you're sticking that nose, Buster.
Sleep tight, Brent. I'll see you in the morning.
Then I'll forget all about you in another week.
Leah? Leah? I think she went in there.
Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Ah, yes, fresh child's blood to keep me alive. Currently residing at Bellevue, still muttering about that old tramp bear. Kilden Nam, currently on the Comic-Con circuit, attempted hostile takeover of Canada, died in a home perm accident in '94, still being mistaken for Sponge from Salute Your Shorts, still trying to pronounce her own last name, and developed a crippling $1,000 a week LED habit. Well, I guess it's time for this year's Christmas bonus. And for the life of me, I do not understand this bizarre love a lot of you people seem to have for Christmas disco music, but that's what you're getting. Having said that, this one might actually cure you of your inexplicable love of the genre. So we're going to close things out today on one from our arch enemies at Pickwick. This one is simply Christmas Disco by PK and the Sound Explosion. In the sense that diarrhea and gas can create a bit of an explosion. On the whole, this is the single most bland, unimaginative, vanilla Christmas disco record I've covered, and it's so sad that I've covered more than one. But what stands out here are two cuts, and actually there's really only two cuts on here. Each side of the record just plays out like a really awkward medley. But within that, we've got a couple of the most inexplicable mashups that I've ever heard. One being a cross between sleigh ride, as in lovely weather for a sleigh ride together, crossed with Hang On Sloopy by the McCoys, because nothing says disco or Christmas like 60s garage rock. But the real egregious one here is a cross between White Christmas and the R&B standard Kiss and Say Goodbye by the Manhattans. And that's what we're going to close on today. And otherwise, that's it for today's archive. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all that good stuff. I think I'm going to go take me a nice long winter's nap now. But not before I shoot off another one of these things. I am going to get something with a bang and something cool, I swear.
By the way, we have a present for you, too.
If you've enjoyed singing with us, you'll want to get the Kids Sing Praise albums and the Kids Sing Christmas single-on cassette.
And Merry Christmas from all of us to all of you.
And keep on singing.